What's up everybody, my name is David. I'm a personal trainer here at Campus Rec. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you how to perform the RDL or Romanian Deadlift. This is a lower body exercise that's going to help hit the back of your legs, also known as the posterior chain. So keep watching for a step-by-step on how to do an RDL as well as common mistakes you should be avoiding. Okay, so the first step to learning how to Romanian deadlift is to master the motion called the hip hinge. This is a motion where you're going to be bending at the hips or hinging at the hips as such, and coming back up. And in order to ingrain that motion in your head, you can use a piece of equipment like a foam roller or something similar and align it to the back of your spine. Throughout the motion, you're going to want to maintain 3 main points of contact at the back of your head, the mid-back, and down at the tailbone. And from here, once you've placed that foam roller behind you, using 2 hands to hold it up against you, you're going to bend at the hips, maintaining those 3 points of contact throughout the entire motion. Come back up. As such. And keep the foam roller firmly behind your spine, maintaining those points of contact. Now when you're just starting out, try that hip hinge for about 2 sets of 10 reps and really dial down the form. Alright, once you feel comfortable with the foam roller performing hip hinges, let's take the foam roller away and practice the motion. We're going to start with our feet about shoulder width apart, and same thing, you're going to bend only at the hips, maintaining that nice tall neutral spine, and lean forward and squeeze back up. Alright, so shoulder width apart, send your hips back, keep that spine nice and tall throughout the motion. You can allow a little bit of bend at your knees, but not too much. Come back up. Alright, so we've taken the foam roller away. Now let's practice the hip hinge for 2 sets of 10 without the foam roller. Alright, here are 2 common mistakes to look out for and avoid when performing the RDL. The first one is letting your back round anytime throughout the motion. Here's what it would look like. Now if you notice there, I let my back round on the way down and back up in the RDL. You want to avoid that. In order to do so, you want to take a few steps back and try performing the hip hinge again with the foam roller or any other type of equipment. You want to make sure you're perfecting the hip hinge motion with that nice neutral spine. So go back and practice that with the foam roller for 2 sets of 10, and then come back and try it with the weights. Now here's the second common mistake you want to avoid when performing the RDL. You don't want to let your knees bend too much throughout the motion. Here's what it would look like when your knees bend too much. You can see how that motion was a lot more similar to a squat or full deadlift. With the Romanian deadlift, like I mentioned earlier, you want to make sure you're only maintaining a slight bend in the knees, so that you're really emphasizing the hamstrings or the back of your leg as the working muscle group here. Thank you for joining me on today's video on how to do the Romanian deadlift. Be sure to check out our other offerings on NU Campus Rec on Instagram as well as on YouTube.